going to have people that tell you that your work is not up to par, that you aren't good enough, that you um, lack this or that, or go to a workshop, and that's all good to hear. You have to hear that because if you don't hear that, you're not going to learn anything. You have to be willing to take criticism, and as much as it would sting, especially when you're younger, and it will sting, you have to learn to take it because in that criticism could be the key that you're looking for.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
tenacity, taking criticism, uh, that's what I live by.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And what you just said about taking criticism, I think, that really reminds me of how oftentimes we become too attached to our own suffering. And this sounds really crazy. We become very attached to our own suffering. And then when
Oh
someone
yeah,
gives us the criticism we need to hear that tells us, like you said, that little
yeah,
nugget that really kicks us in the shin and says, wake up, and it hurts us, it is because we are maybe attached to that mistake or that suffering that you're giving to ourselves, which is why it's so important to really just always be in, like you said, be in that state of I can hear this and not get hurt by it because I'm always learning, right? Like you mentioned this to me before that you are just a forever learner, and I think that's the right mentality to have, because you can only ever learn if you're open to it, right? If you're closed off and you
right.
think I already know everything, how could you ever improve? You know?
Well, there was a point in my life when I was younger where I was right there. I I knew everything. I knew I needed to improve, but somebody would tell me, "Well, this painting needs to. You need to rework this and read it." No, I'm done. I'm done with it. But and then I'll look back at it after 10 or 20 years. And it's like, oh God, I need to redo this. You know, uh, I wouldn't make any changes on it. What helped me was to realize that I do need to make a change on a painting if it's done. It's never done. It's done when you say it's done. It's done when you have reached the level that you can't go into the bar. And sometimes it's done when you have to send it to a gallery. You've got a deadline. I I could keep painting on something for years, but you can't because you have to go to it. It has to go to the gallery, or it has to go to the sale of the collector, and you got to let it go. But the ones that haven't sold, oh, I'll still pick up and I'll still fix that, or adjust the tone on that, or I'll just redo it. I've redone one 3 times. You have to get to that point professionally where it's okay to redo something, and don't be set that you have to stick with what you just did because you can learn a couple of weeks or months or years from now, and if it still hasn't sold, rework it, and it could sell.